ziggity boom, what you do to me, it's so new to me.
He asked for everyone in the congregation. Again, this is where I was kind of confused about how big this town is, because it seems like there's like 20 people in this church, but I guess that's everybody.
Thank God they're all the same denomination.
Yeah, good gracious.
I mean, this is Canada. You should have at least some Anglicans. You should have some Catholics. You should have some United. You should have some Baptists.
Is he gonna have to run over to is he gonna have to run over to the mosque on the outskirts of town?
No, they don't have to do that.
He says that he needs everyone's help basically in setting up a new wedding. He feels bad that what he did caused them to not have their wedding, so he wants to set it up as a surprise. But he says, I can't afford it by myself, which again, based on how this town operates, it shouldn't cost anyone anything. But he wants.
This is what once again infuriated me. So he's gonna do this whole fetch quest thing where he goes, everyone might as well have a little yellow arrow, little yellow exclamation mark over his head, and they walk over like, I have a quest for you.
Okay, wait. Like, okay. Before you say that though, he's like, I want everybody to chip in. Norma, the lady who runs the diner, who is just openly hostile to him at all times, basically says, if I were to cater that entire wedding, I would go bankrupt. And I'm like, you're not doing well in your business. Shut it down. You do not know how to run your business.
You are not one bad night's profit away from bankruptcy at all times. But like if someone skipped your bill once, you wouldn't be out of business.
I mean, if we have one bad podcast episode, we are going to go to jail.
Well, probably. But we have this
Coming
whole thing
in 2020.
In 2020, we have this whole thing we're set up now, and it's gonna be the rest of the movie basically of him. He does one thing for somebody to get their buy-in for their particular expertise for the wedding, right?
Yeah, this is
so he's got to trade services for services, which these people apparently love Tara, and Tara can't have her wedding because she can't afford the wedding.
They're not just gonna do it. God.
If they canceled the day of the wedding, they paid for everything already. I'm sorry. If she just didn't show up.
Yeah.
Like the food's cooked. The flour, they paid for it or whatever. So they do all this. And this is the whole fucking movie. And it goes on and on and on. This guy does not deserve it. And someone says, at one point, Jerry will say, I owe it to Tara and Pete. And you don't owe them fucking anything. No. You offered whatever. At least you're trying to get it wet with Tara's sister. But at the very end, all this, trying to get this town who apparently loves Tara so much, they just can't get enough of Tara. If Tara can't have a wedding for them, what does this town even exist for? They can't wait. They can't do enough for her if they get a favor given to them first for free. And they're like, okay. And also, I need you all to give money. And I just wanted to scream. He basically starts to GoFundMe at the very last second.
Yeah, basically.
And I was like, "What are you doing? If I'm gonna buy into this fantasy world, this dead dog who's not, we haven't talked about, he's not in the movie, and this whole thing, and this barter system, and this fetch quests, and all this nonsense, and this singing asshole. Why did you have him ask for money at the very end? Why did you make it a thing why did you make that part of the reality? I was so angry. Why not? This is a 2017 movie. Why didn't he just say Venmo?
Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me?
To hear the full episode, head over to patreon.com/PredictoCast.
Hot dog.
On the Story Song Podcast, we closely examine the story of famous story songs.
We'll walk you through the lyrics you've heard 1,000 times, but have never thought about.
Leave it to us because we overthink everything.
Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town? Why is this my job? Why is this on me now?
I didn't even like those guys.
We discuss the history of the story songs you love. Show of hands. Who here knew that Rig Springfield was Australian?
No clue.
The Wikipedia article started with, "You guys, you're not going to believe this."
The Story Song Podcast. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Forge Audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.